Thank you, Professor Katz. Well, I'm Justine, and I go to Syracuse University. And what should have been one of the proudest moments of my life was actually one of the scariest. During my sophomore year at Syracuse, I got an email, in my junk email, inviting me to the White House to stand next to President Trump as he signed a campus free speech executive order. By then, I had already been shut down on my campus, branded a bigot, labeled a right-wing kook, suspended by the college TV station that I worked at, harassed by my professors, and even banned from places on my campus. And I'm not kidding, by the way. I was banned from my college freshman's part of the dorm for dressing up as the first lady for Halloween. So I thought this White House invitation was a setup. I actually had to have it checked out. To my delight, it was really true that the White House was emailing me, and I was really being invited to stand next to President Trump and several other students who experienced the same thing I have, because they did not toe the popular line of political thought and speech on their college campus. But if I thought that standing next to the president and having an open discussion with the nation on free speech was ever going to solve any problems on my campus, I was kidding myself. I returned to campus to find that the attacks were angrier and they became borderline violent. Physical, had campus security not interceded multiple times. And while I was on the front pages of the nation's newspapers, which were largely skeptical of the free speech order, the school administration, my own university, tried to pretend, it didn't even happen. Can you imagine if a student in the Obama administration was invited to stand next to President Obama for an executive order? That student would be talking to every classroom on the campus. Me, I go back to school and it's chopped liver. By the way, do you know what school at Syracuse I go to? I'm in the university's Maxwell School for Political Science. So this should have been a topic. And not a single administrator or professor was there even remotely curious about my experience at the White House or the executive order. The school administration wants to pretend the issue doesn't even exist. Despite that, Syracuse University is ranked once again on the Foundation of Individual Rights top 10 worst colleges for free speech. And the few professors who did talk about the executive order were the ones doxing me, my own professors who tagged me in their social media posts using my name and photos, trying to get other faculty members to target me. And hey, it worked, because one professor, whom I've never even met before, approached me in the dark one night, grabbing my shoulder and threatening me that she knows who I am and that I was overstepping my bounds, and that I better watch out. But the administration didn't say boo. In fact, these professors publicly bragged that the school was backing them when I filed complaints. And at one point, the university led me on for months thinking that I actually filed a complaint, and they tricked me. You see all the things you saw in those videos? You see the students getting surrounded and mobbed and screamed at? That's happened to me multiple times. That's happened to me when I was trying to cover a couple of protests for campus reform, an outlet I work for, exposing First Amendment violations on campus. I was just standing in the back with other media outlets filming, and all of a sudden, rooms of students and even faculty members erupted in shouts and screams, and they tried to block a door at one point so that I couldn't get out. I was chased around and followed, and people would curse at me. I didn't even know them while I was just walking down the streets at my school. And as I said before, as I reported this to the administration, they didn't say a thing. So over the summer, things got really bad. Things probably got the worst I've ever experienced. A couple of anti-racism pages on my campus on Instagram decided that they were going to set a notice out to watch out for openly Zionist professors. So I'm a Zionist, I'm a Jew, and these students immediately attacked me and the only other outspoken Zionist I know on campus who was also a Jewish professor. They demanded for her firing simply because she served in the Israeli Defense Forces. And when I stood up for her, they came after me. Then they came after another conservative student. The entire summer, we were receiving death threats, anti-Semitic hate mail from students and faculty members, sometimes the same faculty members who have targeted us before. The FBI had to get involved because the university just sat back there and once again did nothing. So eventually, someone's going to get hurt because it started with one student, just started with me. But then other students started getting targeted. Other professors started getting targeted. And when someone, God forbid, if someone gets hurt, physically hurt, the university is just going to pretend that they didn't even see it coming. And I fear for that day. And I hope that this panel can raise some light on that issue and send a warning out to other universities and administrations that this is a real problem. Thank you.